So this video is going to be all about the new VARGO-S assault rifle, and it's going to be clear that this gun is a very sniper support based weapon, but in this video we're going to go over what is the best class setup. If you do enjoy this style of content, don't forget to subscribe as we try to reach our goal 50k, click that link and subscribe to our second channel, and let's get straight into this. So the first thing I want to do is give you an overall class that you can use with this weapon. So if you want to pair it with a really solid SMG right now, especially after all the changes within the patch notes, then obviously you want to be using the Type 100. For perks, you do want to use Serpentine, Overkill, Combat Scout. Serpentine is going to get a nerf, I think, later on within Season 4. Semtex and Stems are used here as well. But when it comes to the build for the Type 100, it's a standard build we're used to, but this gun does have the fastest possible TTK out of any SMG that's currently in the game right now. So you do want to use the recoil booster for the faster fire rate, rapid barrel for the faster fire rate, slight reflector, skeletal stock is the best for movement speed, fleet for the movement speed, quick for the movement speed, polymer grip for the recoil control. 36 round mags is the best for TTK on this gun. Obviously he's not going to have the biggest mags available, which is the 48. However, you get the fastest TTK. Maybe it's going to be more useful for maybe like solos and duos, for example, but make sure you get your reloads in if you're playing on quads. Then when you're using lengthened and hand stop, you can choose something like subsonic instead if you like to, but overall this is going to be the fastest possible TTK SMG in the game right now, and that's without a doubt. So let's quickly go over the long range build for this gun. So you do want to use the MX silencer for the recoil control. We want to be able to extend the range on this gun as much as we can, so controlling recoil and getting good damage range is definitely a plus. Then when it comes to the barrel, you need to use the second barrel, which is the 414mm barrel, and this is going to help with the recoil control. Now, it's not like the gun bop or anything like that we're used to seeing on other weapons. It's not really much recoil control, to be fair, but you do still get recoil control in this gun. You do get aim down sight time as well with this barrel, which is overall decent. The other ones increase fire rate, or movement speed in general, but then con your recoil. So if you're building it more as an SMG, then you can go for one of those. But overall, if you try to kind of extend the range on this gun, then you need to use that 414mm. You use a G16 optic, you can even use the 3 to 6 times optic. I don't really think you'll get that much range at this gun, to be perfectly honest, but the G16 will be a pretty decent option. Stock, you need to use a second stock here. Is the only one that helps with recoil control and initial firing recoil. The rest will con your recoil pretty much most of the time, or not help with recoil as much as this one. So it's the ANC stock we're going for. Hard scope is going to help land those shots at a distance with extra recoil control once again. Then we've got on hand, which is going to help with ADS time. You can go for fully loaded. Polymer grip for the accuracy with sustained fire. Again, this is going to help with that recoil control. The 45 round Sakura mags. Now, the Sakura mags don't change your TTK or anything like that. They're not going to give you a faster fire rate, but they don't con your bullet velocity or your damage range or any of these things. The 60 round mags actually con your horizontal recoil. The 30 round mags are just not really enough, to be perfectly honest, even though it does give you extra damage range, extra penetration, which isn't really all that useful, to be honest. And then the 38 round mags are going to con your fire rate. So conning your fire rate on top of conning your fire rate with a barrel as well isn't really something you want. Plus it's only 38 rounds, not going to be viable at all. And then you want to use the hand stop under barrel. Moving on to more of a sniper support build for this gun, which is more like an SMG build to pair with the sniper, for example. And I think that's where this gun is pretty much going to be used most of the time, because that is what they've made this weapon for specifically, especially when you check out all the attachments. You want to use the recoil booster for the faster fire rate, which is going to make your TTK much better. You want to use the AG barrel, which is going to be a faster fire rate, again making your TTK even better, but you do get a con to your headshot damage and also a con to recoil control, so just keep that in mind. It will be a little bit harder to control. Then we're using the slight reflector. We're using the same stock to make sure we keep that recoil control, even though it does slow down your sprint to fire speed and hip fire a little bit. It's not a huge con to get a little bit of control in the weapon. Then we're using the steady perk. You can still use hard scope if you need the extra control, but I do think the steady perk for this kind of build is going to be more useful, allowing you to strafe better in those close range gunfights. On hand for the faster ADS, again, you can choose whatever you like here. Polymer grip, again for the recoil control. I definitely think you need it on this weapon, especially since a lot of the barrels are making the recoil worse. Then we're using the 45 round mags again. If you go through the mag options, this one's going to increase your headshot damage but give you more side to side recoil, which nobody wants in a gun. This one's too small a magazine capacity to even consider. And then the 38 round mags once again are going to con your fire rate, which is really important as a close range weapon. Lengthened, you could choose subsonic or hollow point. And then hand stop under barrel once again. You could also choose the skeletal if you want better movement speed. You could choose a strife angled if you feel like there's too much side to side recoil. But overall, this is going to be probably the best build for this gun because that is what it's built for. So there we have it. That is the best class setup for the VARGO-S assault rifle. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and try to reach your goal of 50k. Click that link and subscribe to our second channel, and thank you very much for watching.